Welcome. This is the March 11th meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Um, First off, we have a hearing. Do you have any information for us on the hearing, Leanne?
Well, I did want to inform you that the petitioner did meet the requirements for notifying abutters and publication in the newspaper.
Okay. And is the petitioner present?
He is. Would you like me to promote him?
You can. And in the meantime, I'm just going to introduce those members. This is a Zoom meeting. Those in attendance or participants may have their voice um, telephone number or picture recorded for the record. I'm Lynn Ryan. We have Leanne Leahy, our um, administrative assistant for planning board and zoning board and every other board. We have we we have Keith Susie. Would you raise your hand, please? And we have Susanna Roberts. And we have Ginny Zakatinsky. And we have Jim Royer. Okay, you said the participant is there. Have you promoted them?
Yes, I have promoted him.
Okay. Would you like to make a presentation to the board as to what you're trying to do?
Certainly. Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I like to start with that because sometimes I get two sentences in and realize no one can hear me. My name's Scott Hayes. I'm a civil engineer with Foresight Engineering. We prepared a site plan, a zoning board of appeals site plan review and site plan special permit application for 320 Old Central Street. And I've shared kind of a broad locus map. Just I assume everyone knows where this section of Old Central Street is. And on the east side of Berlin, past the 495 interchange on Central Street, and then kind of left on Gates Pond Road, and then left to the dead end all the way at the end of Old Central Street, right up against 495 and the MBTA rail right of way. This is the assessor's map here. It shows the parcel. So that's the MBTA right of way. This is 495 Central Street and at the intersection of Gates Pond Road, and there's Old Central Street dead ending up to 495. So this property was originally about 12,000 square feet and contained a single family house. And the house was raised. It was a non-conforming use within the commercial zone. And the abutting property was acquired and it got the lot up to 20,850 square feet. So it's still non-conforming for the 80,000 square feet for the commercial zone, but it's more conforming than it was. So we're proposing the house has been raised, the remains of the foundation of the house are still there. Otherwise, the site is cleared, it's gravel, scrub, pretty much the entirety of a little bit of peripheral scrub vegetation around the perimeter. The proposal is to construct a 3-bay garage. So we're limited by the zoning bylaw because it's a non-conforming lot and it's less than 80,000 square feet. The limitation for gross floor area is 2,000 square feet. So that's what we've proposed for the lot. It's about a 75-foot by 26-foot rectangular garage footprint shown in the middle here. Um, the so that's pretty much it as far as the building. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We did submit architectural renderings of the floor plan and the building elevations, but the front of the lot is elevated higher toward the street, and it kind of drops off as you get down into the lot toward the back. So there's a very kind of limited um, elevation view of the building from the front. Most of it's covered, and then it drops in the back to give greater ceiling height where the bay doors are here, here, and here. I'll just kick over to the architectural plan so you can see the building looks like. So this is the view of the building up top from the street. There's an entry door um, on the front side and some windows for light, but not much else across the front of the building. There's a walkway will go out to the street, and then as you go around toward the side, this end bay here is facing the 495 right of way side, and these doors in the back are facing the MBTA rail right of ways. These are rear facing. So what we've got is an access driveway coming down, kind of sweeping off Old Central Street, a bay door here, a bay door here, and a bay door here, and just enough paving to accommodate adequate parking for the use. We've got 8 spaces, 6 spaces over here in this cell, and 2 down at the end of the building here, and pretty much right at the 50% maximum lot coverage or 50% open space, whichever you would.
Green area.
Yeah. So we've kind of got it right at the limit of what zoning allows as far as lot coverage. We've been to the Board of Health. We obtained a permit for the sewage disposal system and for installation of a new well. The well is here in front of the building, and these green lines, these are the tanks in the back of the building, and the leach field is off to the side over by the 495 end of the lot. All the stormwater from impervious surfaces is going to be controlled on site. We've got 2 infiltration beds proposed, one for the roof runoff at the end of the building here, and one for the pavement here. 2 catch basins to collect all that stormwater. So everything from the roof and all the pavement is channeled to catch basins and directed to subsurface infiltration, so we won't have any increase in runoff offsite, which would be to the north and to the west toward 495 and toward the railroad. For screening, we did propose evergreen trees along the front. These green circles here, these are all evergreen screening plantings proposed here in this island area here, and we've kind of we're more heavily treed the east side of the lot down this line here. Number 324 Old Central Street is an existing single family house, so we're trying to be as conscientious to screening of this commercial use, even though our use is an allowed use within the zone. It still is a conscientious neighbor to kind of just screen all that activity, and we also limited the exterior lighting on that side of the building as well. And across the back, we've got shrubs proposed along the edge of the parking lot, kind of a narrow planting strip between the edge of the paving and where the slope drops off substantially. So we've put some boulders in along the top of that stone slope, and then also planted that, interspersed that with inkberry shrubs throughout across and around the back of the building. But those 2 sides of the parking lot are, both one's facing Interstate 495 northbound and one's facing the abandoned rail right of way. So there's no real visual impact to any property owner use in those areas. Where those would be, toward the street and across the street and to number 324, which is where we kind of try to focus our screening. Um, uh, and in yellow, I show where the exterior lighting is proposed on the building here in yellow. The rectangles are sconces at entry doors, and the circles are proposed floodlights. We try to limit the amount of floodlight to the rear area of the building, the rear. So here, the rear corner, facing the lot here, facing the lot, and here facing again the parking area, just to keep it well lit, but not really any direct view of a light source from the street was the intent. And then just one sconce at the entry door where the walkway to the front of the building is. So that's what we're proposing to do. I think we've addressed all of the site plan review criteria. Just ask your consideration in approving the application. Also, I might just add I'm not sure the owners here. I can't see who the attendees are, but Glenn Davis, the architect for the building, said he would be on, and I'm not sure if he's.
Yes, Glenn Davis is in attendance, but
So if you have questions on the building design, Glenn is here to answer any
okay.
questions about that.
Jim, we've lost Lynn, so
Oh, okay. I only have a couple of questions. On your drawing here, the purplish outline, I'm assuming that's the property line.
Yes,
Okay, so who owns between the property line and the actual paved street? Is that just,
that's right of way. That's part of the public street.
okay, so potentially, correct me if I'm wrong, potentially the town could come in and widen the street to that marker at least. To
Well,
the,
I
to
mean,
the,
typically for a laid out road, I mean, this road is laid out at 49 and a half feet, I think. And, you typically have 24 to 26 feet of pavement centered within that. And then you've got
yeah,
10 or 12-foot shoulders for sidewalks, utility poles, that kind of thing. So it's within the shoulder of the road. You can see that the shoulder varies in width, as you kind of go along the frontage there.
yeah,
It's a little narrow
yeah.
on the other side of the road. But the pavement itself is actually pretty wide. I don't think they'll be widening that road.
Yeah, I'm not anticipating it. My only concern there is that there's some shrubs planted there in that island that are outside of the property line.
Yes.
And should the town just
Yeah, I mean, and you can see if you look across the street, we've got a dwelling there
yeah,
and their driveway. I mean, we're trying to, be conscientious of the neighbors so they're not looking out
oh
across the expanse of pavement.
I definitely appreciate that. My concern is that what happens if for some bizarre reason the town decides to come in and cut those out. You know, they're not on property that you can control, so that's my concern.
Yeah, I mean, we can tuck them back tighter, so we've got a good, 8 or 10 feet off the side of the pavement of clear shoulder, and still be able to get that screen in there. But I'd really like to get
Yeah,
some kind of screen there. I mean, if we didn't
I like it there.
do trees, we could do a fence or something. I mean, just something to kind of
Yeah. Oh no, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of the screening being there. I'm just concerned with maintaining that. I don't want to spend a bunch of money to put screening in and have somebody come along and tear it back out on you, and then there's no screening there at all, and you wasted several thousands of dollars, on a project that. But the other question I have is, would there be any exterior signage?
there is, Glenn, are you able to jump on? 'Cause I think that there was a placard, on the, maybe, I think it's showing the ARC plan. I remember seeing it.
Jim, with your permission, I can promote Mr. Davis to the book
If
panelist.
if you would please.
So the idea was, I think, to have an attached sign, to the front of the building, which is, yeah, if you zoom in. So this is the front elevation of the building, the door on the right side as you're facing from the street, and then some kind of paneled sign uh, um, underneath the gable.
Hello, everyone. I'm Glenn Davis.
Good evening.
Hello. I was working with Scott. The one area I did have some graphics or signage was out towards the front, near the secondary entrance walkway, as the vehicles are, entering into the site. I was proposing a placard that would be like a 2-dimensional or a 3-dimensional kind of folded signage that could be backlit, so it's not projecting a lot of light, but would have the name of the business on it. So the blue signage that you see kind of over one of the windows, that was kind of the intended signage that would be over the building. I didn't have anything out on the street that was, lit. I was going to leave to Scott, but that was the extent of the graphics that we were proposing.
Okay, does that meet the town bylaw as far as size and lighting requirements?
I hadn't looked at it at the time, as I was kind of in the early schematic design, but it would be shrunk to, the maximum size that's allowed. I might even be at that size now. I just did not have an opportunity to review that part for signage. But the intent was to have it kind of over just below the peak of the roof, on like somewhere near the secondary entrance.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I do. On the site plan, there looks like there was some fill added to make the parking area more level. And I'm wondering, where is that going to run off? Are you going to be affecting the neighbor to the east? I believe it's the east. I can't tell. Where's north? Yeah. Or do you have some sort of catch basin or anything for any type of runoff?
Yeah, I know that's a good point. So you can see that, the building and the pavement are all kind of, accounted for, and you're talking about this kind of
Yes.
shoulder area where we're planting trees. So I graded that out with a swale, a light, gentle swale along the property line, just to direct it along the line on the property to the rear. It's such a small area, it doesn't need to be captured or controlled. We just wanted to make sure it got directed. So it isn't going to be spilling into the neighbor's yard. It's going to be running down right here. You can see the little loops of my swale through here. This is all swale right down the property line here. It's really just catching. This is kind of a high point in the road right here. So the road kind of drains down toward the end, and then it starts to drain back. This catch basin's here. So, as far as catchment area or collection, not a lot of water there. And the soils are very well drained out here as well. It's very sandy soil, deep water table. So, not really prone to running off.
Okay. And so then for your catch basins on the paved areas, are you collecting that and any kind of protection? Because I believe there's wetlands somewhere back there, unless I'm turned around. But I'm just concerned with any kind of runoff that contains, say, uh, oil, that blue stuff that keeps your car from freezing, the antifreeze. There we go. Sorry. That kind of stuff. Is there any protection from that going?
Yeah, so
into-
the catch basins are hooded and they're deep sumps, so there's sediment traps and gas oil separators themselves. All the runoff runs to those. And the bed here is sized to take up to a 100-year design storm. So we have an overflow to the system that discharges into the shoulder, right, kind of right toward 495 in this corner right here. That's a little blurb right there. But it's an overflow. It's just a safety feature for, if the system is ever exceeded by an event that's greater than a 100-year storm, that, it doesn't go spilling over the curbing and kind of cascading. And, we've got a secondary outlet to the system before it would breach back to the surface of the parking lot. But it's very, this slopes down from the street here. All this runs to the back corner, the low point of that catch basin, and all this pavement pitches back to there. So it's all being directed toward the 495 area. I should mention too, we did meet with the Conservation Commission last week, and they sent us. We just got a letter, I think Monday or Tuesday, which I forwarded on to Leanne. But we met with them and presented the plan, and they basically stated what I presented to them, that they were well beyond their jurisdiction and would need to file with them. So there's no Wetlands Protection Act, DEP Stormwater Management Policy compliance. There's none of that for this site.
Okay. And then my last question is, when you calculated the 50% open space, did you calculate it including what is in the easement, or did you only include what's inside the magenta outline?
It would only be calculated within the lot area itself.
Okay, that was, yeah.
Yeah. Because
All right.
you've got to look at compliance with with zoning with respect to the lot in question. I mean, there's obviously some incidental, paving within the shoulder to connect to the street, but that's not included in that calculation, no.
Okay, that was it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have we heard?
Jim, Lynn is back in attendance. I'm trying to promote her now to panelist.
Okay, if I may ask one additional question, well, actually, two questions. Utilities for this, are these all underground?
Yes. So there's a pole. There's a pole here.
Okay,
And we're gonna go underground to the front corner of the building there. It's about
okay.
50 feet.
And how many parking spaces in total are there here?
8.
8 in total.
And one
Uh,
ADA.
So I'm looking at the parking space requirements for the town's zoning bylaw. So this is not a residential dwelling. It's not a place of a public assembly. It's not a school, not a hotel motel. We're not retail. It's not office, not restaurant, not manufacturing, not warehouse and storage, which leaves us with all other non-residential establishments except agricultural. And this is Section 811 of the zoning regulation. So it says as the number of parking spaces would be as determined by the Board of Appeals based on the projected parking requirements of the initial use, but not less than 1 parking space per 200 square feet of gross floor area. So if I'm reading that correctly, you have 2,000 square feet, it requires 10 parking spaces.
We designed it based on 1 space per 300 square feet of gross floor area, which we got from 446.1 in zoning. I don't have that in front of me, but I can look it up.
Let me look it up here real quick. 446.1. So off-street parking shall be provided a limit. Yeah, that says 1 per 300 of gross leasable area. What is this for? This is,
Wait, you're in an overlay
That-
district.
yeah, that's in the highway shopping overlay district. Which I'm not sure we're in here.
Yeah, we've been playing around with the number of spaces the applicant wanted more, and we kept running up against, lot coverage, the 50% lot coverage issue. So I kept throttling it back. I'm not prepared to answer that. If I pulled that from the wrong section of the bylaw, I apologize. I'm just trying to find what section is parking? Do you know, sir?
The other one was in section 811.
Oh, 810 parking, yeah, 77.
No, I'm not too far.
That would mean we would need 10 spaces yeah. I mean, but under 810 or 811, the parking regulation, at 2,000 square feet of gross floor area, it appears that we would be required to have 10 spaces.
Yeah, that's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, well, it's very, very tough here with the not being able to park within the front yard setback is really makes it difficult. So we originally had planned to do more spaces on the end of the lot, and found that caveat and that the parking had to be set back at least as far as the minimum front yard setback, so you can't have any parking lot cells closer than or within the front yard zoning setback.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be able to reconfigure the dumpster at a parallel space over the stormwater bed in the back there. Just it's going to get tricky with maneuverability. I've only got 30 feet off the rear line of the building, so I mean, you can't change what zoning says, so we need to comply with that. We'll have to figure out a way to do that.
Can you folks hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Because I can't see any of you.
We can't see you, so that's fair.
But
I'm
we can-
sorry. Zoom just decided to do an update in the middle of everything and close me right down. I apologize. Thank you, Jim.
No problem.
Mr. Hayes, we've had a couple of notes back and forth, have we not?
We have.
And have I not pointed you to the sections that you need to read?
Yes.
It's a little disappointing because it took twice to, well, the other piece was, have you gone to the Conservation Commission?
Yes.
Do you have a letter from them?
Yes.
Oh,
All right, I'm
Hang
removing. Okay, Lynn, you should be all set now.
We met with the Conservation Commission last week. We received a letter from them, I think on Monday or Tuesday. I forwarded that on.
And I forwarded that this morning.
oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
I didn't either.
I sent it this morning. And we just lost Lynn again.
Okay.
I didn't get a letter from the conservation either today.
I
have
forwarded
it.
an email which contained the letter from Conservation and the Board of Health. I have it here in my file if you want me to read it.
I could share it on the screen. It's only about 2 sentences.
Yeah, it's dated March 10th, 2026. To whom it may concern, this letter serves as a formal notice regarding the property at 320 Old Central Street, Berlin, Mass. At its meeting on March 4th, 2026, the Berlin Conservation Commission confirmed that the proposed construction of a 3-bay garage at 320 Old Central Street is capable of complying with the bylaws, rules, and regulations and statutes within the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction. And it's signed by their conservation agent.
Okay. That's easy enough.
We lost Lynn again, looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim, I
Leanne, I don't have those two, so whenever you get time, if you could just send them to me, no rush.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't get him either, Leanne, so you might want to check.
Okay, I'll resend it.
There's some people in the audience. Have we heard anything from any of the neighbors or abutters regarding
We
this?
were still
We
having the
haven't-
board address questions, so
Yeah.
um
Do we want to do that until Lynn returns, or maybe we should wait until Lynn returns?
Well, we can see if anybody in the audience has any questions or comments that they want to enter into the record and make us aware of.
Jim, did you
Not-
just put your hand up? Okay.
I do not see any hands going up.
No.
No,
Okay. Does anybody else on the board have any other additional questions? Did we lose Ginny as well?
No, well,
Ah.
Ginny says she's here.
yep, Ginny should be here.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Oh, you know what it is? You just can't see her because she's off this because the screen is being shared.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh.
little blue arrow. If you do the blue arrow, you get to see Ginny and then Glenn Davis.
Yep. Okay. So none of the other board members have any additional questions?
I mean, Jim, I have a question for you, I guess. And this is regard to the screening that you've brought attention to. So are we allowed to use property that's outside of the petitioner's property? I mean, I think screening is important here, but the screening that's here is in an area that they don't own. Your point was of convenience, but I mean, are we allowed? This is the first time I've seen this in 7 years here, where part of the design is on property outside of what they own.
Yeah, I'm little lost on that. I don't, I don't know what, I don't know whether they're actually allowed to or not. That's up to the rest of the town.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
typically the road shoulder maintained by landowners, people will landscape it, they'll plant things, I mean, we could request input from DPW, see if they have any concerns about it. Maybe they want us to push it back a little bit. But I mean, any number of things, personal utility services, the driveway, mailboxes, these all go within the right of way. I mean, it's not uncommon to place improvements within the right of way of your own frontage.
Yeah, I'm just not sure as far as, well, the site plan can be approved even without those there, one way or another. It can go either way. We don't have to require that there be screening at that particular place. But it may be worth discussing with the DPW if they have any objections to screening being put in that area.
I mean, I think from a visual impact to the properties across the street, it's probably the most important screening of on the plan. I mean,
Yeah,
up toward
I
the
get you.
rear, is
Yeah,
is it,
we all agree that it's really important. That's sort of the issue, is that it's really important and it's in an area that potentially could be taken down. And that's the question behind it. So yeah, I mean, we completely agree that it's an important screening. I'm just, again, I don't know what we don't have tons of commercial property here in Berlin. I haven't seen this come up yet. It may or may not be something that is regularly done in other towns. I just haven't seen it in Berlin yet.
yeah. I mean, could we ask the DPW director to look at it and see his concerns, or?
It certainly
I
would
prefer to
not hurt
leave
to
it,
ask.
I'd prefer to leave it. I think it adds a lot of value and protection, visual protection, so.
I tend to agree with you. I'm just concerned that once they're planted, they kind of become outside your control, and that's my concern, if any. I fully understand why it's there. I want screening there, and I agree with you that it's significant for the abutter across the street. I'm just concerned that you lose control of it if it's not within your property.
Do we want to wait for Lynn on this, or?
Well, I think we have a couple of issues. One being parking. The other is that the town bylaw requires that the plans have any signage marked on the plan as far as location, as well as list the signage sizes. And that is not on the drawings. So we would, or at least I would request that the drawings be modified to include those.
Isn't there a checklist in the bylaws?
Excuse me?
I believe there's like a list of what needs to be on the site plan in the bylaws.
Yeah, that's covered in the memorandum of compliance. If you go through that, it lists all the criteria for site plan, and then we
Yeah, section 1230 1, 2, 3, 4 is required site plan contents. So it has lists all of that in there. I'm looking at the zoning table that you put on the drawing. It looks like you're saying you're in compliance with everything except for the minimum required lot size. But you have all the setback and frontage requirements.
Yes. Yeah, and there's that provision in zoning under 621(1) about non-conforming lots, and then the gross floor area limitation. So it's basically allowed under the bylaw, even though it's a non-conforming lot, provided we don't exceed 2,000 square feet for this particular lot size.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions?
No.
Okay. So at this point, we have some slight modifications that need to be done before we can proceed one way or another.
Can I just recap those, and you can correct me if I'm wrong?
Sure.
Okay. The parking requirement of 300 square feet, one space per 300 square feet of gross floor area.
200.
No, I had oh, it's 200. I had it at 300. That's my mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that issue. Specifications on the signage.
Yes.
And what do we want to do? What do we want want to do about the screening in that horseshoe there. Should I bring it to DPW, ask their opinion, see if we can come up with some kind of constructive approval of it
Yeah,
by them?
yeah. I think if DPW signs off on it and says they don't have an issue with it, I would personally be fine with that. Whether the other board members will be or not, I can't say. But I personally would find that to be adequate.
I
Like I
mean,
said,
alternatively, we could remove the screening and, put like a section of fence in there. I mean, we could do that right along the right of way line, but I think I like the vegetation better. But anyway, why don't I do that? Why don't I bring it to the highway superintendent, ask him if it's all right, if he can provide a memo one way or the other about it. And if not, if he's not in support of it, then yeah, we can find some alternative. I think we need to put something there.
yeah, I'll concur.
Yeah.
Okay.
And last but not least, I would,
So those were the three things I had. Is that correct?
Yes.
but I'm going to add that before Lynn dropped off again, she seemed to have a correspondence with you that she had specific things she wanted you to look at.
They
And
weren't specific. They weren't specific at all.
okay, well, my concern was that she sounded like she had questions about this. And so before you say it's just three things, um, I
Yeah.
think Lynn has something she wanted to add.
Yeah,
But she,
we don't know what Lynn was concerned about, but we all are familiar with Lynn, and she clearly was concerned about something. So we don't want to waste your time. We don't want you to, come back to the next meeting and then hear from Lynn her side of things. She clearly had something on her mind. So if that's something you can connect with her again and make sure that she's happy with everything she's looking for, or it will, just sort of get bumped again in the next meeting. And we'd hate to do that for you.
thank you. You said it so much better, Keith.
I don't know about better, just different. Does that make
Yeah.
sense, sir?
I can do that.
Okay. So
Are you
what?
familiar with some of the questions that she has? Can you help us understand maybe what some of her other concerns were? Conservation was one of them. You did address that already. And Board of Health was another that was addressed. Was there anything else?
I could find the email and read it. It says, while the prints accompanying your petition are extensive, it says none meet the criteria of a site plan. A site plan must be acceptable to the Registry of Deeds. It must have the name of the preparer, date preparation for reference purposes. It must contain a section for the board's signatures. If they approve it, the print itself should address all the components listed in the Berlin zoning bylaws, such as parking, screening, required green area, etc. Please review all sections of the local bylaw. I think I've done a very thorough job reviewing the zoning bylaw. We did submit a revised plan that addressed all of our other concerns about the signature block and registry block and some of the technical matters there. So I don't know if there's anything beyond what's written there, but I think we've complied with everything she requested
Yeah.
there.
No, it's just weird because before she disappeared, she says, "Did you look at the specific sections of the zoning bylaw that I sent to you?" And so
Well,
that's
that was all, that was what I got. So
okay.
that was it.
Then
I just read it to you.
So the only thing we didn't talk about is the required green area. I didn't do the math on that. Have any of the other board members looked at the green area? Does that meet the requirements?
Well, it's just the open space calculation. So, the amount of space that's not building or pavement, which is in the zoning table on the first sheet.
I'm just going to do a double check right now just to make sure. I will note that you talked about a projected sign. There are different requirements for the different types of signs. So you'll want to, as you're noting the signs in the next version, you want to make sure you know what type of sign it's going to be and make sure the requirements match that particular type.
Yeah, we'll thoroughly vet that through zoning and the requirements, and what we bring back to you will comply with the sign requirements in the bylaw.
I don't know, Jim and Sue, do you guys, or Ginny, do you guys see anything with, I'm not seeing anything specifically different than what we had talked about for screening and parking.
Yeah.
No, no. I just, I'm thinking of moving to continue with the petitioner's permission.
Yeah, I'm just as a heads up, I just did a calculation on green space. And I come up with 50.3 percent of the lot is permeable surface. So just over 50%. But yeah, I agree, Sue. We're looking at provided the requester is willing to go along with it, we would continue this hearing until next month. Give him time to adjust and get these other issues that we've raised addressed. And then in the meantime, you can also touch base with Lynn and clear up any additional items that she might have. And I can just say that if that does happen at the next hearing, assuming Lynn will be here, Lynn will go right down section 1236 of the zoning bylaw. And she's likely to check off each specific item. So she'll go right down that entire list, paragraph by paragraph, and kind of grill you on those.
Is not the intent of the letter of compliance that you submit with the application to kind of document that you've met all those requirements? I mean, that was.
Yeah, she's just gonna double check. She's basically gonna ask you, one by one, whether you've met them or not.
Okay.
That's kind of her standard thing. She kind of she'll read the header and mention what it is, and then ask you if you're compliant with it, and you kind of just go through as a yes or no kind of a thing. But that's in my 6 or 7 years here on the board. Every time we've done a site plan, that's kind of how she's handled it. Is she just kind of runs down the checklist, and as long as you say yes to everything, she's a happy camper.
Well,
so
this is my first time with the board, so I
Yeah.
appreciate your insight there. Thank you.
No, I get it. It's I just want to make sure you're prepared for what's
Sure.
coming.
Yeah.
So are you?
Yeah, I would request the board to continue the hearing until your meeting next.
That would be April 8th.
Until
Okay,
April.
do we have a motion from the board?
So moved.
I will
Do we have a second? Okay, we have a motion. We have a motion from Sue and a second from Ginny to continue this hearing for April. What date was that?
April 8th
Okay.
April 8th
at 7.
at 7 p.m. We'll continue this hearing at that time. Leanne, does somebody need to come in and sign something with you?
I can do that electronically. So yes, I would need an extension for filing the decision, but I can get that to Scott electronically.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Okay, Jim. I think we're gonna have an issue for the next hearing because without Lynn here, there's only 3 board members.
I
Yep.
concur. We have an issue.
We do.
We do not have a quorum for that. Um,
If we can
Which
get in
basically
touch
means-
with Lynn, we could get Lynn over here. She could use my system. It's only 5 minutes away, but I don't know how to get in touch with her.
Yeah, I can't get a
Well-
hold of her. She doesn't have a cell phone and there's no phone. She's probably the only one at town offices because they close at 7.
Is there anybody in the police department? Go and get her.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone wants to try.
An APB for Lynn. Let's put it out there.
Either that or the fire department, either one.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a direct phone number. I just have, I don't want to call 911.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it? It's still the old number, and it just goes to dispatch.
Well, if you want to try giving it a try, Sue, you're welcome to.
All right, I'm gonna put myself on mute. See if we can track her down.
Well, I guess we can't do admin stuff in the meantime either because we don't have a quorum.
I mean, if we can, I don't know what this will do for the petition. I don't know what our options are, but one possibility is we could pause this for 20 minutes. I literally can just get in the truck and go get Lynn and bring her here. It'll take me less than 20 minutes to do all that, but there's no saying I'll actually get Lynn and get her in my truck when we get her here. So.
Well, take your phone with you because I'm not gonna call dispatch if you're gonna go over there.
Okay, I'm gonna run over and see if I can find her and drag her out of there. And you guys enjoy the meeting without me. I'm gonna put it on mute.
Okay, well, we might as well take a recess because we don't have a quorum, so we can't do anything. We can't even open up the hearing.
Nope.
So
Yeah. Can we just promote Jeff for a second, just so we can let him know what's going on?
sure. Do you want me to promote him or just allow him to speak?
Well, we can allow him to speak.
All right. He's muted, but there he is.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
Hi, Jeff.
This is Jim
How you
Royer.
doing?
Unfortunately, we don't have a quorum at the moment, so we can't open your hearing and continue
Okay.
on with what we previously did. We just sent someone to go trace down Lynn Ryan, our board chair, and see if he can kind of kidnap her and bring her to someplace where she can get on a computer and connect with us.
Join
So-
us. All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to request your grace here, and we're going to take a 20-minute recess and
Okay.
see if he can get her corralled from the town offices and get her to his place and get her online. And if we can do that, we can pick up there. If not, we can't open the hearing, and we just have to
Okay.
go on to next month.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll be here anyway. So
Okay, well, if you'll hang tight for 20 minutes or so, we can see what we can do.
all right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, so it's 7:57 and we're officially recessed.
Yeah, let's recess for now.
Okay,
20
All right.
minutes.
I'm gonna run out to my barn.
Yeah.
Would you like my cell phone number if,
I have your cell phone number, Ginny, but if everybody would reconvene in 15 minutes. So let's call it 8, so by 8:15.
okay,
Yeah,
All right,
I gotta do the
I'll
same
try
thing.
my best.
All right.
all right, and I can't pause the recording, so all this will still get recorded, but I am gonna take a recess as well, and I will be back for 8:15. I'll be back before that, and I'll keep an eye out for Lynn and Keith.
Okay, if you could just demote Jeff for now.
Yeah.
Goes around to the right.
And I guess.
All
You
right,
probably
I'll be
wanna-
back short. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, if you could just mute everybody before you go.
Sure.
Hello? Can you guys see us?
Yes.
We can't. Oh, good.
Hello.
Hello. Everybody's on break here. We did a little recess until 8:15,
Can you
so
turn the volume up a little bit?
You did so we couldn't quite hear you. You did a recess until when?
till 8:15. And then we just figured we'd pick up at that point with the Curtis hearing.
Do you want to wait 15 minutes here and then use my phone, or do you want to come to my house and use my computer?
Oh, that's okay. If you don't mind, we'll wait here.
No, that's fine with me. As long as you can hear from there.
So what did you do with our first hearing?
He's got a continuance till next month. He's got a couple of things he needs to fix. He's short some parking spots.
Okay. If I may suggest that you take a ride by there and see what's going on.
Okay.
Has anybody else gone by there? I mean, we can't discuss it, but
Not that I'm aware of.
Really
It
go
it
by
didn't come
there.
up. It did not come up during the hearing. Nobody mentioned going by there. But maybe that's something we need to put in the minutes to have people, go drive by there. But he had a couple things in the drawings that were missing. The signage wasn't identified on the drawing. He has 8 parking spots, but zoning bylaw requires that he have 10. There's some questions about some screening. His property line doesn't actually go to the road. It comes up a little bit short. So there's a little bit of apparently town-owned
Right.
land between their property and the street. And he's proposing putting screening in that land. So that kind of is questionable whether he can do that. And I suggested he talk to DPW and see if they object to that. But I'm not sure exactly how that plays out as far as that land is not under their control. So putting it on a site plan, I don't know that it means much because somebody can come by and rip the plants right back out again. But I did mention to him that, he should get in contact with you because you had contacted them concerning some email. So we suggested that he contact you.
I had given him a list of articles and locations that he had to. He said something about I'm nowhere near the wetland. I'm not within 100 feet. And I said, but it requires that the bylaw requires that you get a letter from conservation. It's not up to us.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
he has that.
to take your word for it.
He has a letter from conservation that was sent to Leanne, and Leanne read it out during the hearing.
Okay.
And
Well,
then he did correct the other items on his drawings that you had mentioned to him about having spots for the ZBA to sign it and identifying the drafter and all that. So he's did correct all that. But I did warn him that you have a thing that you do where you can go through the site plan approval checklist paragraph by paragraph and validate that each item has been complied with. And he, kind of questioned that he signed off on that, saying that he did that as part of his application. And I said, yeah, but Lynn likes to do that anyway. So she's going to ask you item by item. I said, it's just one of the things she does, and she's done it every time. So it's nothing new.
well, one of the things is that this is permanent. I mean, it's not like we're going to give him a 5-year.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have to be a little more careful.
Yeah. But
Well, thank you, Jim. Anyway, I have learned that I need to go to the Cape when I want to do ZBA. I've been
Lynn?
running around like a mad person.
Lynn, before we start 107 Coburn Road after the recess, I just wanted to make sure that you're aware that we only have 4 board members tonight.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I will offer him the opportunity to extend to the next meeting if he so chooses, because he needs 4 positive votes. So that'll be up to him.
Yeah.
We can vote with 4 people if we
Right,
choose to do so tonight.
Right. I just want to make sure you were aware that there are only 4 tonight, with Pat not here and Keith recusing himself.
I know. Keith is here. Ugh,
Mhm.
what a good guy.
And
He
Josh
came
is not here tonight, and I still don't even know if he's been sworn in.
Okay.
So there are only 4 voting board members tonight. If Ginny comes back.
Oh, really?
Well, Ginny went out to her barn. She was told to be back for 8:15.
Well, she's got a few minutes.
Mhm.
I am so sick of the snow.
Huh, you're not the only one.
Oh, and they got pelted down the Cape, okay? So, the big storm we had Sunday, I said, well, I don't want to get down there and get stuck. So I do have a freeze alarm and I can call. Well, I lost electricity Monday morning sometime. So I'm nervous. And I called the house and it was still warm. We were very fortunate. There were about 1,300 people out of the 25,000 that got electricity back on Tuesday. Mine was one of them. So now I got to worry because I don't have somebody plow down there because we don't get enough snow.
Right.
You wait 1 or 2 days and it's gone. But I can't drive down there now because the governor and the state police were on the television, $500 fine for driving on a street in on the Cape. That was on Tuesday. Because the only thing I wanted to do was go down and I hadn't been down there since the first week of January, and I wanted to drain the pipes just so they wouldn't freeze when the electricity went out. And then I called
Yeah.
the oil company, and they said I wasn't slated for a delivery until the first 2 weeks of this month. So I called the neighbor down there because my cameras, the batteries have run out on them, and asked her how the snow was. Fortunately, the house faces south and it's a little bit of a slant. And within a few days, the snow is gone.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you're lucky. My mom didn't have power for 4 days.
Really?
Really? They have a generator, so
Well,
they're
she's in town, isn't she?
she's in Plymouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you lived in her house.
Yeah, because I bought it from her.
Oh, okay.
Lives in what used to be her house.
Formerly her house.
Yep. She still
Now the
thinks it's
only
her
thing I have
house.
to worry about is the melting snow. Doesn't overcome my sump pump. It's always something. But I
Yeah.
think the snow was so light, it was a lot of it, but there wasn't a high water content, I don't think.
No, I think it's finally all gone today.
Not in my yard.
Okay, I am forwarding once again the email. I don't know what happened with that, but I'm going to forward the email that contains the letter from the Conservation Commission and the Board of Health for 320 Old Central.
Okay.
All right, I just sent that. Now that I've got my computer back up and running.
Let me see.
Yeah, because did you get, I sent the one that he had his presentation in color, which was, I sent that and then I thought I
Yeah.
sent them. And then I sent the one with the two letters, but anyways.
Yeah, and then, oh, that was a different day. The reconciliation form.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got the,
Okay. So yes, he did go to both of those boards.
what, honey?
Oh, that was a good pickup, Jim, on the parking.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird thing that I just he kind of briefed and went through the number of parking spots, and I was mentally adding them, and I went in and checked, and it's like, well, he's got to have 10. And I was double checked, and it turned out he was using a different section of the zoning bylaw.
Yeah, he was using the there's three that are for an overlay.
Yeah, yeah, he was
And
using the shopping center overlay district, which I don't
which
think
is
is
very
right.
different.
Yeah,
And I think it's a good thing they don't allow parking in front of a building because people would be backing in and out of the street. That was one of the things the planning board said.
yeah, but he'll have to figure that out. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I don't know.
Well, there's a
Maybe it
size
is.
there's a size that the parking spaces have to be.
Yeah,
It's written in there. And sometimes they try to make them smaller so that they can get more of them.
well, I think he's got room in the lot that he can put them, but his concern was that
Have you seen the drop off?
I have not. That's part of the. I guess he did
Yeah.
mention that there's a drop off from the street going back,
Oh,
but I think his concern was that he's got doors in the back of the building where he would, if he put parking lot spots back there, um, he may not
it
be able to
would
get in
block
and
the
out of the
doors.
building. Yeah,
Yeah.
would make it very difficult to get in and out. So, although I'm not sure how much,
Did he
how many.
combine those two lots?
Yes, apparently. Well, I'm assuming he did. That's a good question. He's showing
He
it on the
stated he
drawing
did.
as well. One.
All right, I'm trying to call Ginny. She's not answering. Give her a few more minutes.
Well, it's just 8:15, so
Yeah. Her husband will fill in for her. He's on camera.
oh, what have I done?
So Lynn, I have a technical question. If we did,
okay.
we didn't get you
I
back
have a-
and we didn't have a quorum, we can't we can't continue 107 Coburn, but then how do we also vote to continue it if we can't even open the hearing?
Well, you can close, and I know you can close, but I believe you can continue a meeting
Okay,
if you don't have
the quorum.
right.
Okay. But we couldn't,
You can't
I
take
know we
any.
couldn't open it and take testimony, but you can continue it. Okay. All right, Ginny's here. It's 8:17. The petitioner is in attendance, so would you like me to promote him, or do you want to start this hearing, Lynn?
Yeah. Okay, I'll open the hearing for 107 Copen Road for a renewal of a special permit and site plan.
Okay. And do you wish me?
And yeah, if you can promote him if you would, please.
Okay.
And we'll authorize him to make whatever statement he may want to.
Okey doke. He should be joining shortly. Okay.
I'm really nervous now because I keep trying to bring up my computer again and it's not doing its thing. Now, it was fine at home for doing like internet searches and stuff, but I know my internet access isn't good for Zoom. Probably would have been better than what I was doing here, but
Okay, Mr. Curtis is now in attendance. Or on the panel, I should say.
All right, Lynn, so yours.
hi there.
How you doing?
Did we open the meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Do you have a statement you'd like to make to us? Is there any update you'd like to make to us?
No, just that there was a site meeting. There was two panelists that stopped by. And there was no issues as far as any complaints. There's no issues that coincide with any complaints.
Well, I would suggest to you that, when someone comes, you cannot discuss anything with them and you can't take any testimony from them while they're there. They can
Oh,
go
no, I
and
didn't
view
think.
things.
No.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to bring to our attention?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I want to tell you that there are 4 members that are authorized to vote this evening. You need 4 positive votes to have your special permit and site plan renewed. So 1 negative vote would mean that you would not get your permit. It is your purview if you would like to continue with 4 members of the board, or if you would like to postpone until there are 5.
I'm fine with 4.
Okay, as long as you understand what that means.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand.
Okay. All right, especially those that had a chance to take a look at the property. Would you like to make any comments?
It was Pat Jackson and I that walked the property, and we were just there to observe. And you all should have received a copy of the letter stating that we walked the property and observed, and what we saw when we were there. Which, let me see if I can find. Do you want me to read it, or?
Well, you can read it into the record if you choose.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary. It just says we were there. We didn't see anything that was not as described per the special permit.
Okay. Other than the 2 ladies that just came forward, is there anyone else that has any comments?
Lynn?
Yes.
Pat Jackson is not in attendance tonight, but she did send She sent a message dated March 4th in which she said that she did a site exam of Coburn Road with Suzanne. And then she also did 2 drive-bys, the first on February 20th at 11 a.m. and saw no problems, and another at 10 a.m. on Monday, March 2nd, and everything was quiet with no problems visible.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to have some input?
No one's
I do
raising.
not see any hands going up. Mr. Lajeunesse has his hand up. Would you like for me to allow him to speak?
Please.
Yes, Lynn, can you reiterate, please, that participants are only allowed to speak to you and not to each other? I guess I just did.
I think you've just done that for
Yeah.
me. You have to speak through the chair. You can't speak to one another.
I think that's been the case. Can you
Is
hear
Mr.
me?
Lajeunesse? I
Go
see
ahead, Mark.
an interesting form for Mr. Lajeunesse.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
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 All right. The only thing I want to say is I have expressed my concerns with your folks. I'll leave it up to you and allow you to do whatever you decide.
Thank you. All right. Is there anyone that wishes to make a motion?
Can we just state for the record that there have been no complaints filed with the zoning enforcement officer?
Okay, we can do that. And we have received no communication from anyone other than Mr. Lajeunesse, either in favor of or not in favor of the special permit.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve this permit, the same conditions as the previous, as far as vehicles and equipment allowed on site.
For how many years?
I'm going to say 5.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. I have one question, especially of you, Susanna. There
Yeah.
was some question about 3 trailers on the property and that they were being used for agricultural reasons.
I wrote in the letter that I'll bring it up. Hang on. Here we are. We looked inside 2 metal storage containers. One is used as a stall for his horse. The other is used as storage for miscellaneous household equipment, horse feed, and pool supplies. There are several vehicle trailers that are either unregistered or for personal use. There are several empty plastic 50-gallon containers that belong to Night Fuel. We were told they cannot pick them up until the snow recedes. Have they been picked up now that the snow has receded?
No, actually, they're picking them up Friday.
Okay. And then the next sentence was, at this time, we did not see any issues of non-compliance with the existing special permit.
Thank you. We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, I'll do a roll call vote. Susanna,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Ginny,
You need to unmute yourself, Jenny.
I,
and who am I missing?
Yourself.
Oh,
You.
okay. I'm an I, so using the framework of the limitations and requests in the previous or existing special permit, we will extend the special permit for 5 years. Okay. I'll move to close the hearing if you would, please.
I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Is there a second?
Yep.
Moved and seconded to close the hearing. I'll take a roll call vote. And that's Susanna,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Ginny,
I,
and myself. I'm an I. Do we have did you get through the minutes and so forth, Jim?
No, we did not. Thank you, Jeff.
You're
I'll
all set,
entertain a
Jeff.
motion
Mhm.
to approve the minutes of
February
2/11.
11th.
So moved.
can we close the hearing?
We
Yes.
did.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
We need a second.
Okay, good.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion second to approve the minutes of February 11th. I'll do a roll call. Ginny,
I,
Susanna,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I'm an I. Is there any other business before us? Susanna, we don't have any warrants or anything, do we?
There's some reconciliation form. That's it.
No, no warrants, no communications received. And I will just remind board members that the next month's meeting, April 8th, where 320 Old Central Street is being continued, I am out for the month of April, so I will not, I think Keith has agreed to open and host the meeting if Suzanne's taking notes.
Okay.
Correct.
So,
I am now.
Um,
so Keith
Just-
is gonna open and close the meetings, right?
Keith said he would open and host the meeting for April 8th. Sue had said she would take notes. Jim is going to monitor email and snail mail.
yeah, I will
Okay, and
not,
Jim is doing ZBA then, right? I mean, as far as the mail.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I will not be at the April 8th meeting. I have to travel for my mother's funeral.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Jim.
Oh, Jim. Where will you be traveling to?
I will be in Fort Myers, Florida.
Well, we all may be a little jealous of the location, but not the reason.
Yeah,
And
Okay. Is everyone that's on with us now available for the April 8th meeting?
yes,
Other
I am.
than, yeah,
And
okay, so we've got
assuming Pat will,
Susanna.
assuming Pat will be there, again, once again, you'll only have 4 board members, voting board members.
Well, if you have
Well, what about
Susanna,
our new
Ginny,
alternate? Where is
Hmm.
he?
I'm sorry?
Who?
What about our new alternate board member? Where is
I'm not
he?
sure he's been sworn in yet. I don't know why he's not here tonight. I did not hear from him to say he wouldn't attend. I still am not sure if he has been sworn in, but that could easily be taken care of. And he would have to go back and watch the meeting because he missed the first hearing.
well,
And fill
Pat, sure
out
you'll
the
have 5.
paperwork.
Yeah. So assuming that all lines up and he's there, then that would give you your 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be safer if we have a 5th. Are you available, Keith? So Keith is available too. Okay. I'd like to have 5 only because, like I said, this is a permanent thing. He needs 4 positive votes. So just 1 negative vote if we have 4 people voting means he doesn't get what he's asking for. Do we have anything else?
No.
If not, we all wish you, Leanne, a safe journey this next month.
Yes, thank you.
I know it's not going to be fun.
No, but I'll be better off in the long run.
Yes, you will. That's the only way you can look at it.
Mhm.
All right, guys.
We need a
Um,
motion to adjourn.
That's
So
what I
moved.
was going to call for.
Just so you know, Josh just texted me, no, he has not been sworn in yet.
I move to adjourn.
Interesting.
Second.
Just before we do that, could you ask him if he is planning on being at our next meeting?
Well, he's got to get sworn in. I think he's waiting for something from Leanne.
It's not coming from me. It's got to come from the select board's office to the town clerk appointing him, and then the town clerk swears him in.
Okay.
So it's
I
chaos in the, no, I shouldn't say chaos, but it's quite busy in the town administrator's office right now with Kristen leaving, and there's an interim who's working part-time and Dee who's doing the job part-time. So last month I have informed them of the disconnect, and obviously it wasn't resolved.
Okay, so
I would suggest that Josh Martin go in to see Dee Green in the TA's office and ask her directly in person, because it's the select board's office that needs to appoint him, which I know they voted to appoint him, but the clerk needs something in writing.
Right.
And that
Did
comes
you
from
get
the
a
select
writing-
board's
did-
office, not my office.
I got a copy of an email that was sent to Josh saying that they had voted.
That
to
came from
approve
me.
him.
Yes, that came from me. Dee
Okay.
Dee verbally told me that they did appoint him and Pat Jackson as moving up to a regular member. So I was verbally told that, but they have not, as to my knowledge, informed Pat or Josh in writing that they were appointed, and the clerk's office is not aware of their appointment. So even though they voted it, there's no paperwork, there's no official notification to the clerk that they've been
Are they
appointed.
here until 9 o'clock tonight?
I'm sorry?
They're here until 9 o'clock tonight,
The
right?
clerk's office is, yes.
What about Dee?
But she could be. Her hours are only till 7. That's not to say she's not still there.
Okay, and the town clerk is there until 9 o'clock. Let me see what I can do on my way out.
okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to close the meeting. I'll
All
take a
right, so
vote.
am I not telling Josh to go see D Green because you're gonna go do that now, or am I, because I'm texting him?
No, you could tell him to go see D Green
Okay,
and get paperwork to bring to the town clerk. But the thing I was most interested in is whether or not, given that he gets sworn in, that he would be available for next month.
well, I think he can't be available till he gets sworn in.
Well, she said, assuming he is sworn in before then, is he available on that date?
And one of the other things we need to do too is make sure Pat has been sworn in. Every time you're renewed, you need to be sworn in.
You have to be sworn in again? Okay. So she couldn't have voted tonight anyways if she was here, because I guess she's probably hasn't been sworn in either.
Well, I think you may be right. Although she
She would have been
She
sworn
was
in
an
as an
alternate.
associate.
She still would have been an associate member, yep. Yep,
Right.
true.
Okay, folks, there's a motion and a second, so I'll call for a vote. Jim,
Aye.
Susanna,
Aye.
Jenny,
I.
and I'm an aye. And I want to thank you all for your tolerance, and I especially want to thank Keith for making it possible for me to be with you.
Yes,
Good
thank
night,
you,
folks.
Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you.